Good morning, good day, good evening, and good night. This is the Insiders Podcast. Myself, Darren, and Matt will be breaking down and diving into all things surfing. Let's crack in.
Right, so this is the newest surf podcast out there, and we're going to take over, really. It's a very average surfing English man with a better surfing Australian man.
Who's very average as well.
Yeah, well, depending on the scale. Breaking down and criticising the top 34 men and top 18 women surfers in the world, because obviously we have all the ability to judge them and rip them to shreds if and when we need. We're going to be breaking down, obviously, surf films. We're going to be throwing some back. We're going to be doing some new ones. But yeah, this is the newest surf podcast out there, and obviously going to be the greatest.
I'm 100% sure of that.
And if Darren goes quiet at any point, he's probably infixed on the Hui shootout that he's watching at the same time as this, which is pretty understandable.
I'm just trying to be uncharacteristic and not interrupt you.
I appreciate it, mate. I appreciate that fully. So obviously,
before we do that, I'll just quickly introduce myself. I'm a 50-year-old expatriate who's lived in southwest France for 24 years, and I started at the bottom of the barrel unloading boxes out of a truck at Quicksilver, and I transformed that into a client service job, which transformed into managing a surfboard factory, which transformed into running a surf camp during the biggest global pandemic we've ever had. And now it's transforming into a global podcast, equal to none.
The natural progression of anybody to follow that same path. And just for anyone else who cares out there, I'm not an expatriate. I don't live in South France. I live on the south of the UK with the worst surf, once described as the armpit of the world by Matt Darren himself, is where my break is. And I work for arguably the best surf shop in Europe. So work for / run and manage. So that's us. And hopefully within the next few weeks, months, years, everybody listening will be able to get to know us a bit better and probably realise how much of a kook we both are in our own ways. But also hopefully we can share some knowledge, share some stories and some insight into our version of the surf world that can then break down barriers for everybody out there.
And I'm sure we can both agree that every single one of us is a kook in one way every day.
100%. You have to own it.
I went to the dump this afternoon in my 20-year-old Subaru, and I took a picture of it after I unloaded everything out of the boot into the bin to send to a friend to show the Subi's gone to the dump. And I got back in and it didn't start. 5 minutes before dump shutting time.
Typical. Absolutely typical. So I was going to say, did it start?
Yes, I had to do the famous lift up the bonnet, twist and twiddle the cables on top of the battery heads, and all was good.
Are you as much as a car expert as myself, which is that?
I'm an unbelievable car expert.
I am useless with cars, and I can open the bonnet. It could have absolutely anything under there, and I'd have no idea.
Have you ever pissed in the radiator?
No, I don't.
Well, there you go. You can get there. You don't know where the radiator. You don't know where the radiator is.
No, I do. That's at the front, I think. I wouldn't. Yeah, educated.
Okay, so we said before we were going to jump right in because we've only got. I'm taking it an hour. We did originally say let's do a pipe prediction.
Yeah.
So I can cheat off you.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you go straight up. First women, then men, because women's lives matter.
Let's do it. So, do we want to do a pipe prediction for everybody? Yeah, we'll run through the top 18. I'll give a little bit of what I think everyone's going to do, and then I'll pick a winner out of that. I'll pick my winner, and I'll pick my dark horse for the event, and then I'll let you, and then we can let you run through the same thing.
I can live with that.
Let's go. Okay, so maybe I'll start with some lesser known, some of the new faces on tour. I'm going to go with the most obvious one at first, who is very, very impressive, and that's Betty Lou Sakura Johnson. Apologies to any Hawaiian listening that if I butchered that pronunciation, but she's mental. She's very, very good for her age. Watching her in the Challenger Series was pretty nuts, to be fair. I think she's going to be pretty solid all year on tour. And I don't know how much exposure she's had to pipe, completely honestly. But I saw her on an album that Stab were kind of driving around with, and she looked pretty comfortable out there. So I reckon Betty Lou's going to do pretty good out there. She's one that I'll be keeping my eye on. Then you've got like a couple of other new faces. So something that we might need to discuss maybe further later on in the podcast is Katie Simmons's decision to do a Taj and
bless her heart.
I think it's
good on you, Molly.
Yeah, well, Molly's in, and I think she's going to do. I think she deserves it, but I also think huge props to Katie Simmons for Tajing it up and not just jumping on tour. She basically, from what I read in her statement, says she still just wants to be a kid, and I think that's spot on.
I nearly thought it could have been stupid of her parents letting her do it.
Yeah, 100%. And I reckon she's had quite a lot of people in her ear just saying pros and cons. Like obviously there's a lot of reasons to do it and a lot of reasons to maybe say it out. There's no doubt she'll be back on tour as and when she wants to be. She literally qualified by accident. So she's a world tour surfer as and when she wants to be. But right now she wants to be a kid, and I'm backing it. I'm fully backing it. But that does lead us into Molly Picklum. My worry for her at pipe is her exposure to pipe. So I don't expect much from her at pipe, especially because obviously quite late preparation. She would have thought she's off tour, and now she's back in the game. So pressure's off for Molly Pickles. But I don't expect much at pipe. But then I do expect pretty good things for Sunset and further down the road. She's got a sick rail game. So, Molly's going to be decent, but maybe not at pipe. Then you've got so there's the two newer faces of Luana Silva and Gabriella Bryant, which I believe they're both Hawaiians. But I know, obviously, that again, the exposure, especially for women at pipe, is a problem. Other than Moana Jones or Moana Wong, I don't really see too many people out there that much. So
I don't know how much of a factor exposure is going to come into it.
Well, that was one of my things. Is if nobody has exposure to it, then it levels the playing field. So I think they're both going to do pretty well. They're both solid. They're both Hawaiian, so they're used to that Hawaiian power. So I reckon, and they on a tear. I reckon Gabriel Bryant could be decent, quarterfinalist maybe. Brian Silver quarterfinalist maybe as well. And then obviously on that bottom end, you've got Malia Manuel, who got that. She got back in. She got that wild card, which I think she deserved. She went nuts at the box last year, and I reckon she's fully up for packing some hollow waves. So I reckon Malia could be like a little bit of a slayer for some of the other well-known names that might not be as up for packing tube as she is. Something I'm going to ask you, Daz. I thought that Bronte McCauley took a year off.
I thought that Malia Manuel didn't qualify.
She didn't, but she's been given the wild card.
So I'm taking it they gave Bronte a wild card as well, and it could be due to extreme family circumstances.
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
So I'm going to say, I don't think she's going to surf pipe, Bronte McCauley. If she does, she'd
be a favourite.
She'd be my pick for the win because she is full on psycho.
Because like what's the name's not in there, and I met her this year. Our good friend from Tahiti.
I'm
very sorry for forgetting your name. American girl, I called her because her dad's American and her mum's Tahitian.
What? I don't
know. Ferrera.
Oh,
Ferrero Rocher chocolate.
Yeah, Vaheen or something.
Vaheen, who would probably be a final contention.
Yeah, she packs it. I like watching her surf actually. But so if Bronte Mac's in it, first of all, I love her. Her clips out of Western Australia are just mad. And she would be a definite pick as a winner for me, or a dark horse especially. But I don't think she's in it. So, but I'm not sure who's replaced her. So we may be judging 17 people. There's a couple of middle of the roaders that I'm not sure how well they're going to do at pipe, like Caroline Marks, who I think is sick. She's like a mini hockey, but
I've seen some footage of her at Bingen or Padang, and I don't know when it was, but I think she'll go at pipe. I think there's someone who I think actually might make a final.
Okay, fair, good call. I mean, I'm going to say
I could be wrong.
I'm not picking that, but just while we're there, another rookie that made it, who I think is sick, is India Robinson. I think she's fully like. Well, first of all, I think she's amazing, like character-wise, and I'm stoked to see her make the tour. How well she's going to do at pipe?
It's because she's from Jan Jack or Torquay, so it's going to be a stretch. But it's probably positive that she's never had a wave at pipe.
Yeah. And then I'm thinking smaller backdoor days. Ideally, they iron those up, but then apparently they're the hardest days to surf out there. So I think India Robbo's she's got some sick waves to eye up, like Sunset, and then obviously further like Paniche especially, and then further down the road with like J-Bay and Bell. I mean, she's got to be one of the favourites of Bells later in the year. But at pipe, I'm not expecting much. And I hope she maybe goes in with that mentality of let's just send it, see what happens. Don't expect much from herself. No one's really expecting much from her. And then,
unfortunately, she's got a head injury history this year as well.
Yeah.
2 concussions.
She should crack.
It's not the best. It's not the best event to start with.
Nah.
For head injuries,
she should crack on a gaff. Send it. If she loses, she loses. If she does anything else, then sweet.
What are we going to bet that she wears a gaff? I'm betting she wears a gaff.
Yeah, I'm.
Or we both betting. So we can't bet because I'm 100% sure she'll wear one.
Okay, if she doesn't, we'll both have to come up with like a forfeit we have to do or something. Because I'm back in the gaff. I think she should be wearing it as well.
If she doesn't wear it, I'm going to wear a gaff at my next session at Lenore after the comp.
And if she doesn't, I'll rock a gaff at East
Whitman.
At East Whit when it's 1 foot wind slop. And look like the weirdest guy. Well, I probably would. That's the bad thing about where I surf is that wouldn't be the weirdest thing you'd see. So, but yeah, so I'm not expecting much. Where do we sit, Daz, on Lakey Peterson? I'm going to let you go first on her.
Lakey's got a very American voice, huh? I don't think she's going to listen to this podcast, so we could be right, huh? Because I walked into our local snack a few years ago and I heard her before we walked in. I think she's fit. I think she loves the sport. I think she trains. But she was definitely scared for a few years, even though she looked like she got over it by ripping at Margaret's the other year. But I saw her surf cloud break and it was hard to watch. And I think pipe's harder than cloud break.
Yeah. So you're saying, does she not?
I can't. Nah, she'll paddle out, but I can't see her in the finals.
I happen to agree. I think she's. Would it be fair to call her? This probably is not too fair because I think this is unjust. But would you say that a lot of people would compare her the female version of what people assume Felipe Toledo's like? And what I mean by that is that.
Yes, that's a good comparison.
Yeah, because I love
so far.
Yeah,
and Felipe, did he win Margaret's last year?
Yeah,
it wasn't massive Margaret's, and Margaret still looks heavy, but it's not pipe, and it's not chopu, and it's not cloud break. They're not the same sport.
Agreed. So then that I think breaks down. There's two others that are like down the not the bottom end, but two others that aren't like in that top 5 from last year that I haven't mentioned. Which one of them is probably my second favourite female surfer on the tour at least, which is Joanne Defay.
Oh, you call her Joanne with a Y.
Joanne.
That sounds better. Joanne.
And well, Mrs. Defay or Miss Defay, who knows? Miss Defay.
Miss Surf out of her skin. Defay.
She's sick. I love her. I reckon she's up for packing a few and dragging herself down some bombs. So I'm going to go. She's going to do quite well. I'd say semi-finalist, maybe.
Yeah. She maybe won Fiji, didn't she?
Yeah.
And she can go left and she can go right and she charges.
And I feel like she's the one surfer I watch where I feel like she's desperate to break the it's Steph, Tyler, Carissa kind of thing.
She's a battler. She came in to our factory when she was, I don't know how old, before she was on tour for boards and stuff. And the powers that be didn't really want to give her a good enough price. And at the time, she was just a young reunion French surfer. And it was hard to see long-term potential. But she blew up the long-term potential box, I guess.
Yeah, she's mad. I'm backing her, and she's the one I actually want to do well in every event as well. Her and the Femme Goat, who we'll get to as well. lastly on that list is Isabella Nichols, who I think I watched an event. It was a WSL event, but
I reckon she can go good at backdoor. You got to think. I think she can.
Because there was a WSL event last year. It wasn't on tour. It was that Stradbroke Island event.
Yeah. Well, she's from Gold Coast. She's from Sunshine Coast, but she moved to the Gold Coast, and waves are hollow there. So even if they're big or not, generally Gold Coasters, Sunny Coasters seem to go good at Hawaii.
Yeah. And then
any Sunny Coaster listening to this, good on you, mate.
Packing them. And then
Julian, Kong, Sasha Stocker, Zane Harrison, Mitch Colburn, Harry, Bryant, they all charge.
Yeah. And they're all probably listening as well.
Because they don't get enough waves, and when they do, they're hollow, so they kind of send it.
Yeah. Harry Bryant's a madman. But, yeah, no. And so lastly on that list is Brisa Hennessy, who obviously...
Yeah, you didn't mention Courtney Conolog, who I'm looking there, and I reckon she's going to have a massive dick.
Oh, she's in my thing. She's in the last... She's like, so I've filtered it.
She's your top end.
There's 6 at the top end, which I think are, well, to be honest, I'm going to be, so firstly, Brisa, I think, she, correct me if I'm wrong, she's Costa Rican.
Yes.
And
I've got the ratings in front of us. I'm looking at them.
Oh, yeah. So the Costa Rican, so she fell off tour and obviously I think requalified straight away through the Chang'e. She's had a bit more exposure. I don't know how she's going to do at pipe. She's obviously going to get a bit of a shitty draw.
We'll soon see her.
Pardon?
We'll soon see.
Yeah. But then, okay, so then my top 6, and it should be 5, but I've asterisked someone in there who I love but don't think is going to do that well, is Courtney Conlog, Tyler Wright,
yes,
Tatiana Weston Webb,
yes,
Carissa Moore, and then let's start with Stephanie Gilmore.
Go left.
So first of all, for anyone who wants to know this, Steph is my favourite surfer, male, female, alien or not. I love her. And if you're listening, I love you.
And you don't like lefts either?
I don't. But I don't think she's going to do well at pipe. I think she is phenomenal, and
she can go left. She's probably 2,000 times better than either of us are going left. But so far, she never seemed to have got any results anywhere in a good left.
Yeah, and there was a couple of events last year where there was when she goes right, like in Mexico, she's twice as good as
unstoppable. Yeah.
But when she goes left, she's suddenly in the middle of the pack, and So, if it's backdoor, she's got the ability to obviously to do some damage, but I'm not putting too much on Steph. I don't expect much from her at pipe.
It could be. It could just be backdoor because maybe they won't run them when it's pipe because of the size as well. It seems to be the bigger it gets, pipe seems to light up more as opposed to small pipe.
Yeah.
But I've never been to pipe, so we'll soon see.
We will see. So then that brings us to the other 5. I'm going to just go out there and say I think Tatiana Weston Webb's got a massive, massive chance. She sends it in a tube. Carissa Moore, Carissa and Tyler last year, obviously finaled. They both. I mean, it was Tyler? I think it was Fiji where Tyler got that backside tube like that made the cover of something, and it was absolutely stupid.
And she's gone bananas at P-Pass.
Yeah. She might follow Owen Wright, her brother's lead as well, and crack a gaff on.
Who's that?
Tyler.
Yeah, who's a brother?
Owen.
I thought it was Mikey.
Well, it is as well, but Owen's the almost the new ambassador for gaffs, and she might rock a gaff.
I reckon she could.
Superpowers in those gaffs.
I wonder what's the percentage of the 18 of them that do rock a jaff. Rock a jaff sounds like rock a jaff. Rock a gaff.
I'll tell you now, if it was me, I'd be wearing one. But at the same time, if it was me, I probably wouldn't have pipe.
Well, what's her name doesn't rock one? Wong.
No, but she's...
What is Madam Wong's first name again?
Moana.
Moana, yes.
Moana Jones Wong or Wong Jones.
That's as Hawaiian as you can get for a name, correct?
Yeah. And obviously due to her age, that was her name was Moana before the film, so she's not named just after some Disney film.
Has she got a wild card?
Not yet.
Do we know?
But
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think, but she's in the WSL team for the Hui backdoor shootout, and she should be in pipe. Anyone?
Let's say if she's not in pipe, it will be a shock.
Well, I agree. I also say if she's not in pipe, then
it's stupid.
It's stupid, and the WSL need to have a look at themselves. Which
we've got unlimited minutes. Not that we're going to use them.
Nah, yeah. But yeah, sorry for that. It popped up. If she's not in pipe, I would be disappointed in the WSL and probably write them a strongly worded letter.
Chrono Post?
Yeah.
What do you call Chrono Post in England?
Royal Mail.
Royal Mail. Send him a Royal Mail letter. I want to see it.
Yeah, first class. But so that's pretty much everyone, like breaking them down. I don't want to be I'm not going to be the guy who just goes Carissa Moore's going to win it.
I don't think she will. I don't know why. I just don't think she will. Hey, so I'll go quickly, Matt, because I don't want to, because I jumped in on you anyway. I'm gonna keep it to 3 words for every rider. Let's see how I can go. Carissa Moore, yes, she can. Tatiana Weston-Webb, yes, she can. Sally Fitzgibbons, she well could. Joanne Defay, she might do. Stephanie Gilmore, I don't think. Caroline Marks, she will surprise. Lakey Peterson, she won't surprise. Tyler Wright, she goes hard. Elizabeth Nichols, Sunny Coast Woman. Courtney Conalog, Stronger Than Us. Gabrielle Bryan, she's a mystery. Brisa Hennessy, she's a mystery. Betty Lou Sakura Johnson, local girl Chance. India Robinson, I don't think. Luana Silva, she's a mystery. Malia Manuel, she's a model. Bronte McCauley, West Oz Charger. And Molly Picklum, she loves pies. I've got a soft spot for Molly because she was down here for the Challenger Series. She came in nearly every day looking for pies, brought other people in. She was going here, there, surfing, this, that, there. And I actually thought she was going to qualify easily because she looked like a bit of a trial prodigy. But like you said, Pipe's kind of a hard place. But I think she can ride a barrel, which helps no matter where you're from. Some people have just got that innate ability to ride barrels good. They might not do other things good in surfing, and they really go good in barrels.
So then following that, go your winner and your dark horse that maybe won't win, but might take out some big names and go far.
Winner. That's hard. I'm going to throw out a winner. I'm just going to throw two. I think Courtney Conolog and Sally Fitz. And I'm way off mark, I think. But when I'm looking at the names, I know Sally Fitz is a barrel charger, and so is Courtney Conolog. I saw her charging big Le Gravier here the other year, and she kind of got unlucky to not win that one if she didn't. But she was charging, and Pipes needs you to charge.
And what about your dark horse?
No, they're both. I've got a dark horse and a light horse. They're the same horse.
Right. I like that. That you're a bit out there, but not fully out there.
If you ask more people, they will say I am pretty out there.
Well, your picks weren't that out there for you as well. Okay, so I'm going to go. So winner. Okay, if she's in it, Bronte McCauley.
Oh, I forgot about her. Good pick.
And if she's not in it, I'm going to go Tatiana Weston Webb.
Oh, I didn't pick her, but she's just got a weird style, and she could do it.
Yeah, the asterisk around Tatiana is that she's got some bad juju running over from a couple of years at Pipe, taking people out and dropping in on people and stuff.
Juju is karma. She had the fight with Moana Wong.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a fight, but it could have been.
Should have been.
Should have been if they were like real toughies, you reckon?
Yeah. And my out there kind of pick to do well, which again probably arguably isn't that out there, is Betty Lou. I think localish, kind of used to that Hawaiian kind of thing, and on a bit of a tear, and probably has the least to lose as well. So I think I'll go Betty Lou for that.
Hey, I don't think anyone can track me down in my house because I just live in a little village, and I think Betty Lou rips. But does she look a bit wonky? My son's got a book called The Wonky Donkey. She looks a bit wonky.
Firstly, I think you're safe from any Hawaiians.
And I think she goes bananas, but she does look a bit. I think she needs to iron that out.
But is that rail game kind of wonk, and is that different to packing a tube?
No, I don't. I actually don't think during her turn she looks good, and in between it kind of looks left of centre.
Okay, I like it.
Look at it. Watch a video of her.
I've watched a few. I watched.
Hey, John reckons she's going to be world champion, so I'm sticking with John. But
a wonky
people thought John was wonky when he was younger with his gummy arm, and no one really thinks that anymore.
Yeah, now everyone's copying it. Right.
Okay, let's kick on to the men, and I'm going to start this one.
Yeah, please.
I'll go broadly, and then you can go through them one by one.
Yeah.
I think everyone in the world wants to see either a John Jack final, or a John Medina final, or a Jack Medina final, or a John Jack Medina menage a trois. So that's the big three out of the road. Italo's pretty wonky donkey out there too, but he'll go. And then there's just about everyone can kind of pack a tube in there when you're looking through the names. But there's a bunch that probably won't. But you'd have to really put asterisks on Owen Wright.
Yeah.
Connor O'Leary, Zeke, Seth, Kelly, Ryan Callahan, might not surf, broken wrist.
Broken wrist.
Leo charges hard, good at pipe. Chloe charges hard, really good at pipe. Frederick Moraes, I don't think so. Yago, out. Kanoa, really good at pipe. Not known as a charger, but really good at pipe. Geordie, got a house there.
Yeah.
Griff, really good at pipe. Morgan Sibilic.
Morgs.
I don't think so, even though I think he could be one day. Connor Coffin, really good at pipe. In Toledo, just change the subject.
Okay, so I'm just going to throw. I completely agree with your John, Jack, Medina menage a trois. Make it, if you got 3, WSL should, if the semi-finals consist of John, Gabby, Jack Robbo, and the GOAT, they should
just make it a final.
just make it a final.
Scrap the format.
2 hours, and just let them surf pipe. And
I didn't mention the GOAT. I didn't even see his name. There he is. That's because he's changed his name on the rankings. They call him Kelly Slater.
Yeah, they need to change that to just.
And he's from the United States, where we know that he doesn't live there.
It should just say the world or alien.
Do you reckon Kelly can win it?
Yes, and I think the bigger it is, the more chance Kelly has of winning it. I'll tell you what as well, for anyone out there who thinks otherwise, you made your statement about being safe in France and saying Betty is wonky. I'm going to be safe that Kelly is not visiting the south of England anytime soon. He doesn't ride epoxy boards, but sells epoxy boards.
Or he doesn't ride epoxy boards, but says they're epoxy boards.
Yeah. Especially like the Hawaiian ones. Like he will ride epoxy boards at his goat pool, but not.
Have you been in his garage in Hawaii?
No.
So you don't know. Really.
No, it's conspiracy. It's all conspiracy theories.
You think. Everyone can think something.
I'm just thinking that no doubt he has epoxy boards out there and he has the boards he sells.
I'm
but
sure he's got epoxy boards.
There's no way he surfs them.
I don't think he surfs them at pipe.
Otherwise, he's better than anyone even gives him credit for, because to surf pipe on epoxy, like the weight that they are, and not bounce all over the shop, So I'm saying that. But anyway, that's sidetracked. Yeah, the 4-man final, if it's JJF, Jack Robbo, Gabby, and Slater, would be the ultimate viewing. Running through the whole thing. Let's do it.
Look at the people we missed. And here's a name that could be a blaring omission. Joao Chianca.
He's my, So
say it quickly. Say his name quickly.
Joao Chianca.
It's Joao.
Joao. Who knows? He's who I had asterisked as a dark horse.
Because he must charge. I can't remember seeing him surf apart from Halia.
The only other surfing I've seen him do, other than the Changers, is there's like a couple of clips out there. He just sends it.
He just came out of nowhere with a big brother who's looser than a goose.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a video I've seen of the two of them. I believe it was Porto Escondido, that they just go mental.
How much younger is he?
Don't know.
Good question. We'll research that.
Yeah.
Research it. Put that on the research spreadsheet.
I've done a little list of ones where it's basically X's and ticks and then asterisks. So X is,
and then X means
no, like
I thought.
Yeah, nothing special.
It's not Wolverine.
And then ticks mean like could easily win it or go far.
And got an itch.
And then asterisks would be watch out, because I reckon they're a Matt pick for maybe going ham at pipe. So just some X's.
So a tick will go ham at pipe.
Yeah. So some X's, and obviously, sorry if you're listening.
We'll start from the top.
From the top. So like, you start with ticks.
I'll say the name. Gabrielle.
Yeah, tick.
Holy Toledo.
Nah, X.
Gold Chain Ferreira.
Nah, I'm going X for this year. I know that he's won it and he does pack it. I don't even think he's in Hawaii at the moment, and we're like a week or 10 days out. I also think there's a factor that fully fit John, fully fit Medina, show him up. He doesn't get his board above the lip. And ever since I heard the guys on Lipped, I think it was Cahill, Bell Warren, and Harry Mann just said, "Oh, he doesn't actually get his board above the lip." And ever since I've watched him since, I'm like, far out, he doesn't get his board above the lip.
Is that a Talo doesn't get his board above the lip?
Nah, if you watch him turn,
backhand.
Yeah, backhand. It's like fully 12 o'clock ringer, but it's like forehand. It doesn't.
He's a weird looking surfer.
Yeah, full wonk. Style fully wonky. So I'm going X against Italo this year, and I hope he doesn't prove me wrong.
That's a big long X. Connor, the coffin.
Yeah, he's good. Tick.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he? And he's little. I don't know if that helps, but it must.
But he's got
little. He's stocky.
Big.
He's got a bit of coin in the back pocket from mum and dad. They got a house, I think, there. He goes to Hawaii a lot. He went to Fiji a lot. He's got a lot of experience.
Yeah, Connor will do well. I think you will see clips before the event where he's doing well as well. So I think Connor will do good.
So he's a tick. Civic.
Morgs. Yeah. I left him blank because I don't think he's going to do that well at pipe. But he will have a bit of a better draw. Morgs is going to have a better draw than he did last year, and
I'd like to see him go good, and he could.
Yeah, so I would change my X maybe to an asterisk because I think he's going to get. Like a.
It's just a bag of surprises, Morg, isn't he?
Yeah, and every time you write him off, he just smashes it.
He smashes it. Griff.
So I think Griff's going to go well. Last year,
Pina Colada.
Yeah, so last year I put quite a lot of money on him getting to the quarterfinals or further, and he didn't get past round one, or like he didn't win a heat. And I reckon he really wants to make up for that, especially if it's backdoor. He's dangerous. He's dangerous.
He's dangerous. He charges. He's good in lefts. He's good in rights. He's a bit dopey, so he might not really. Be worried about going to the hospital. I'll back you. I'll back you, Tick. Geordie.
Tick.
Yeah, he lives there. He's got a house there now.
And I've got this thing as well where...
Did you see him in his last video after his knee injury?
Yeah.
Going bananas, getting barreled, going big airs and everything. And I've just had a knee injury and I'm scared. I only just took off my knee brace and this guy's going bananas.
Yeah, I like it. I like his energy, and
I don't think he'll win it, even though he could.
The thing with Geordie this year, and I could be completely wrong because we haven't seen anyone surf yet, but I reckon he's just going to take all the pressure off himself. He's moved on from being this guy should be.
Yes, he's no longer in the conversation except for people that like really love him surfing, like me.
Yeah, so I think. Pressure off Geordie.
And I don't think he's going to win the title either, but you never know.
Plus, he's only got to make the final five.
Yeah.
So,
and it won't be at J-Bay, the final.
No, but it could be somewhere like it. I'm giving Geordie a tick.
Noah.
Big tick. Like, he finaled 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's more of an asterisk because he's really good, but he's not a charger. And I don't know, it's late January. I reckon they might get big pipe. I hope so.
I hope it's huge. I just think Kanoa to me is one of the only surfers like that aren't in that top bracket, like although he's very close, who actually who seems like he's got the hunger to actually want to be in that top bracket. Like for me,
He wants to be in there. I saw him surf Coches 2 days ago in Portugal, a hard wave. He was shrouping, and I didn't know who was out there. And I asked this friend of mine who's the local sheriff, and I said it to my other friend already. I said, geez, there was a guy out there that should be on the CT. Geez, he's local Portuguese grommets are ripping, and it was Kanoa. He lives there.
I think so he's not in Hawaii.
No, but we got to roll on. But I think 6 foot, yes. 10 foot, no.
Fair. Okay.
Jago, he's not in the conversation. He's out. Federico Moraes.
Nah, not going to do that.
Moraes. No, he's not gonna do it, is he? John Florence from Hawaii.
He's going to win it.
The winner. Let's say he's the winner unless. That's it. Jack Robinson.
He's the winner if John.
Or he's the unless.
No, so Jack Robinson wins it if John doesn't. John wins it.
Oh yeah. Like I've got a soft spot. I want Jack to win it. I really like Jack to win it.
I'm a big fan.
But I don't know if Jack has got and he does, but I don't know if he's got the mettle to beat Medina. Unless Hawaii throws Medina out because he's not vaxxed, or if he fakes his vax documents like Djokovic.
Yeah. Just
So Jack, we've put 2 extras on.
Yeah.
Kaloha and Dino.
I mean, so he gets a tick because I think he'll do well, and I know he charges pipe, and I really, really like his surfing. His film that.
Imagine if he wins his first comp ever at pipe.
I mean, yeah.
That'd be a good first win.
For sure, especially after a year out. I think he's going to do good. I don't think he'll win, but I think he'll do good.
Okay, a gooder, but not winner. Leo Theo.
Big asterisk against Leo. I think
big asterisk. He can do it. He's good there.
And he's fiery. He's just got something, like, for me, I feel like he's just got something about him where he just wants to. Plus, he's got relationships with people.
He just wants to win, man. He just wants to win. His girlfriend's Hawaii. He's been going there since he was 11. He wants to live there. He charges. He broke his back there.
Yeah. And little things like if he's up against Kelly, I think currently he's.
If he's up against John, he'll try and win. Even though I think it was John that beat him last time at pipe, which must be.
But it
heavy.
I think he's got Kelly on toast.
How heavy is it to go out and you got John in your head? You get 2 8s and like he hasn't got a wave yet, and then he gets 2 10s.
Yeah. I'm not sure where the comparison sits with John in other sports, like especially individual, but sometimes John at pipe, it's almost like don't bother. But
like Leo DiCaprio in an all-girl nightclub.
Exactly. Yeah. Like a club full of Victoria's Secrets models, and then Leonardo DiCaprio is John, and then I'm the rest of the WSL. Just stay home.
Just all put together. Okay, then David Silva. Oh, I forgot about it.
Nah, I've got a cross against him.
Yeah, guys, I think he'll pack a pipe pit and he can go vert. I don't know.
I just don't think I think especially if it's big.
Sorry, David.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Ryan Callahan would have been a sender, but he's not. Oh, brings me to the next name. Ethan Uwe.
So Arkau, unfortunately, because of his broken hand, I'm going to go even though he's sick. The double E, Ethan Ewing. I think no at pipe.
Hey, I had this thought then this afternoon. If Ethan Ewing's mum had have met Jack Robinson's dad,
far out
by weird spatial occurrences, and they created an offspring, could that take down John and Medina?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I think that's it.
E-
But they're not two people yet.
Ethan Ewing's Mexico clip that came out a few months ago.
It's the best point break surfing you've ever seen.
It's seamless. It's the male.
Like if he does one of those waves, can you score a big swirly air bigger than that? You can't.
Not for me. And Darren, not for me. And that is core. And that's why. So for the core,
because when you see it, it gives you a shock of electricity, no?
Yeah, it reminds me of it reminds me of Joel Parkinson, Mick, Andy. Like there's so much Andy Irons in Ethan Ewing. Like when he's on a rail.
But better. I don't mean better, complete surfer, but
I'll tell like a preview to the next show. Ethan Ewing is definitely my dark horse for Sunset. like
I reckon that Andy would have liked to surf like that.
Yeah.
On a point.
So I don't think he's going to do it at Pipe, but
do you think he can get there? I had this discussion with Jackson and Josie the other night because I think he can. I think if you're that good at something, which he is, I've seen him in lefts go bananas. Not massive, gigantic. They don't go like nearly as good as his rights, like style-wise. Surely he can punch a barrel, but we thought that about Toledo.
And the thing for me, which is where there's a big question mark my end, is I think it comes down to what type of person is he? Is he obsessed?
Looks like a cyborg.
Yeah, but is he just obsessed with his own style of how it looks? Or like if you look at Medina, for example,
doesn't care about his style.
Yeah, he just wants to win, and you can tell that, and that's why he wins. Whereas does Double E want more like his technique to be perfect, and that might cost him
He looks like some kid who's just forgot the lessons when you get to school without your homework, and you go to the heat, and you've had the best wave he gets the best waves of the day and everything, and then doesn't get two.
Yeah.
At one stage, we'll see. Let's say Pipe's going to be the big awakening.
Yeah, I'm going to go no at Pipe, yes at Sunset. We'll move on. Is it
Kelly?
The GOAT is just. I want him to win.
He's primed.
He's phenomenal. The bigger it is, the more chance he has. Also, if it's big but like not perfect, so if it's where experience counts, reading the lineup counts, he could get a 10 in at any point of any heat.
And he's in the middle of a heavy Instagram vax stouch, I've heard.
Yeah,
because he's making comments about Djokovic.
Yeah, he's fully copping it on.
So he's fired up because everyone has switched from Kelly's a legend guru to Kelly's a luru.
Yeah, and he also took another shot at the flat earthers again, like on Instagram, posted a video about. And,
yeah, but that's good.
Yeah. So, but regardless of his thoughts on anything else, the GOAT's going to.
He only needs to surf Pipe. We don't need to read his next book, do we?
No,
or listen to his next album either.
Yeah,
we're not going to buy it.
No one did. No, GOAT.
Jadson Orange. Let's forget the GOAT.
Jadson Orange. Every time I watch him at Pipe, he sends it but he's just always going over the falls or getting smashed by a lip.
Ambulance.
Yeah, like I think he's a danger to himself.
Take the asterisks off and draw a little ambulance.
Yeah, he's a no-go for me. Sorry, Jaddy.
Miguel.
I'm gonna go no. Like you have to be a bit cutthroat on these. I don't think he's gonna do that much damage.
And he's good at pipe. He had epic pipe wave. I can't remember what year it is. And I tried to look on YouTube and I tried to look on Instagram and I can't remember, but he got one of those pipe waves where you watch it and you just go, wow, that's the meaning of life.
Yeah.
But he might not. Maybe he's just had it. He's not going to get another one.
Yeah, that maybe is his allotment. I just had to be a bit cutthroat and say nah to big poops.
Of what big poops? Seth Muniz.
Dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous. Hey, It'd be good to see him win it even.
I'd like that.
Unless it was against Jack. I wouldn't like to see that, but I still think he could win it.
He's dangerous. I wouldn't want put it this way. I wouldn't want to be pulling my name against and then going, who am I in a heat against and seeing Seth. So
and I'd even worse rather being against Zeke, who's next up.
I like
just because he doesn't look very nice.
No, I like Zeke Lau a lot. I wish he never ever went on Ultimate Surfer because he qualified with ease. He didn't need to bother going on it.
Yeah, but he won some money, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he won a.
And he's American.
Yeah, he won a stack of cash. I mean, I think he would say he's Hawaiian, but yeah,
exactly.
Technically,
yeah, no. I'll take that back.
But fully dangerous at pipe. I think he obviously that Bells heat, he rattles John, and maybe that's what he would need to do at pipe is just go out there and just do that to everybody.
He could win it. I just can't see him beating Jack, John, or Funky Medina.
Yeah.
Liam O'Brien.
I like Lobby a lot. He done well in that Stradbroke Island event last year. I don't think he's going to do that much at pipe, but I do really like him.
I think he can go bananas at back door. And if you hear any noise in the background, that's just us putting stuff away in the cupboards. Listeners, don't worry.
We're real
everyone's got to do this sort of stuff. Liam O'Brien, he'll go good at back door and maybe not as good at pipe.
Yeah.
Conor O'Leary.
You're not going to like this, but I don't think he's going to do much, although he has the ability to do so.
I could agree with you on that one.
Nah.
I don't want to, but I think I do. And I don't know why. I haven't seen him go bananas enough on a backdoor tube to convince me. At pipe, and we're talking this is a top 30. How many are they? 36.
36 with the
12 times 3. Yeah. I mean, if it was top from 50 to 100, you'd put him right up there, but he's not.
No. And then small poopo, mini poops.
No. Don't jump the...
Have I jumped someone?
The pack. Jake Marshall.
Oh, far out. Nah.
No, me either. Even though I reckon he could be a bit of a surprise because I heard the boys on Ain't That Swell writing him off saying they don't know much about him. And it was the morning after Haliia when it was a bit bigger and he was smashing it.
Yeah, his name was thrown about like a couple of years ago. Have you heard the story about the party that they threw?
Yes.
What a moron. You just don't do that.
You would feel like a dickhead, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it might be the most American thing I've ever heard.
But maybe it wasn't his instigating. But maybe he was in a pack of peer pressure.
I would shut it down. I wouldn't want anyone to jinx anything.
No party, fellas. Yeah, no.
But yeah, so no party at pipe this year either. I don't think he's going to do much.
The Marshall's out. Callum Robson.
Oh, I like Callum Robson.
So do I. And I've got a feeling that he might be on a learning curve at pipe, but maybe he just...
Yeah. So this is where it comes down to where it's like opposite to the females where I say like not that many of them have exposure. Obviously, a lot of guys do, and I don't think he's had a lot of exposure to pipe.
Neither.
I think more wave choice and like knowing which one's going to shut down, which one's going to stay open will be harder for him. So
yeah, that's it.
I like Callum Robson. I like Cal Rob, the fridge. I like to call him. But I don't.
The fridge. Why is that?
Massive.
Yeah, they call him Caltex, and I still haven't worked out why, but I'm going to find it out. Like Caltex is like a petrol station, or a petrol brand. Does that mean he's like petrol? Does it mean he sniffs petrol?
Who knows? On his Instagram, like I've seen some of his like stories and stuff, and works out and stuff. He's a big boy.
He's got that best picture ever at Kira that just came out.
Yeah,
Fuck, it was sick.
So
but Kira's not pipe either. Kira, you just take off and go down the line.
Yeah, so I think experience of pipe's going to be the issue.
Yeah, to be advised. Little poops.
Nah.
No. I think he's going to have a dig, but I don't think having a dig's enough.
I think he'll just come up against someone who's going to surf it cleaner, catch better waves, and
smashing.
Yeah.
Nat Young.
Snooze.
He's going to put you to sleep.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do like his story is cool, like, and stoked that he's made it back from stuff, but I don't think he's going to do anything to pipe. Move on.
And I think he's okay. We won't go there because I don't know, but I think he's good at pipe. I don't know how good he is at back door, but you remember the thing with the Americans is, don't forget, they've been going to pipe since they're little kids because it was easy. It's the same country. They just go boom, 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 boom. And I bet you he's got way more experience out of pipe than we're thinking. And we'll see. This next dude's pretty hot to trot, though. Imakalani Oliani DeVault.
Emai.
Shroups.
Full expenditure. He's going to... The thing is, these names are all going to have shithouse draws because of where they qualified, but I don't think it matters to him. No. I thought
he made a lot of the dudes on the Challenger series look boring.
Yeah, completely agree. Fully sends it, surfs fast, and
Maui, correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, friends with. Well, I think grew up with like Kai Leonard.
Second Maui dude to qualify after.
Is it thingy Dusty Payne?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's a double asterisk.
Damage is. I wrote next to him damage. So
damage. Luca Messinas, Peru. So he can go left.
Peruvian, yeah, probably sends it. I think the draw will have him up against some difficult people, and I don't think he's going to do much.
I think unless he's from Iquique, you know that wave? Iquique.
Yeah.
That a CT there. Like maybe he's been surfing Iquique he should have been surfing Iquique every day for the past 50 days. And if he has, without going to the hospital, he's a chance. And if he hasn't,
no chance.
Let's go to say it fast. Joe Shankar.
Joe Shankar. I think I've got for a wild, like not a wild card, but for a rookie, I've got an asterisk next to him. I think he sends it. I think he's quite dangerous for some of the top boys. I reckon if he draws like Italo, I reckon he'll cook him.
That'd be good to see, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah. I wouldn't want him in my heat. Especially early on, like in round two, where it's like elimination heat. Nah, I'd be worried. But so I think I've got an asterisk next to him. I think he's going to.
What's so crazy is these guys are so good. If you see them at your local break, they're so good. But when you see them against someone else that's so good as well, and a wave that's so hard and they've got 30 minutes, it just doesn't always add up.
100%.
Jackson Baker.
I saw a clip of him this morning. He's in
on a right.
Yeah.
Shacked. I saw it.
In Hawaii, hopefully putting in some time. I like Bakehouse. I like when he fully melted at Haliva and then had to hold on. I was nervous, but I'm stoked that he made it. And
I thought he was going to go well there. I thought he was going to go easy.
It was one wave. It was one turn. It was one little bump on the wave that made him not get the score. And then that was when everyone then got nervous. But
then I'm watching another one off the wall, double barrel in big calf. Oh, he's got a good big calf, but he's not going to be able to beat the 4Js at pipe, is he?
Nah, he might do all right, but he's not going to do that much. I do want to just shout out that he's been like, the way that he gets supported through the board rider system is mental. Like, a lot of the world could learn from that and help, especially England. Like, there's a big conversation in England at the moment about the fact that
I'm sure Rip Curl at the end of the season gave him a little bit of a tweak. He's got a Rip Curl sticker on his board.
Yeah.
They're not the smallest company. It's better than being sponsored by, I was going to say the BBC, but I'm trying to think of something. What's that big retail outlet you guys have got?
We've got IKEA.
Yeah. Old clothes. TK Maxx. He's not sponsored by TK Maxx.
No,
He's sponsored by Rip Curl.
Yeah. He
let's forget him. Sorry, Jacko. Carlos Munoz.
Nah, I think he's a bit wild.
Flat tire.
Yeah, for me, I just think he's a bit wild and a bit like, I don't think he's very calculated in what he does.
You think he's airy-fairy?
He's not airy-fairy, like, he fully packs it, but I think, like, with pipe, you have to be a bit smarter than just sending it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go, like, not too well at pipe.
That's what used to annoy me about watching Jack in the pipe comps, because he'd just sit there and be too calculated.
Yeah.
And I just watched him before on the backdoor shootout, and he got a ton of waves left and right, and he didn't fall off on one.
Yeah.
I think Jack can't fall off.
Nah, he's glued. So what's
Owen?
Yeah, Owen Gaff wearing danger because of where he's going to sit.
Finals.
Yeah, where he's going to sit in the draw, he's going to have a hard road. But
he used to be one of my favourite surfers, and still kind of is, just because I'm tall, he's really tall, yet everything looks good. Where other tall people don't look like, he just looks so coordinated.
He does.
Is that the word for it?
Yeah, 100%.
Seamless.
And
they reckon his arms are longer than our bodies.
Yeah, he's got that freakish wingspan, hasn't he?
Imagine if he worked in like a bar and he's just, he's going over people's heads and picking up classes on the other side of the room and everything.
Yeah.
He's just so good, and he charges. I'd like to see him win. I don't think he will.
Dons the gaff as well.
See, he seems to melt that pipe. I don't know why, because he's top tier.
I got a little weird thing about Owen, where I think the injury and what happened to him is actually going to work in his favour, because I think, like you said beforehand, he would just fully send, and a bit like what I say about Carlos, is a bit like reckless, whereas now I think he's got a little bit more experience and knows what can happen out there as well. And I reckon
which is what could happen to your gold chain wearing chocolate box of chocolates.
Yeah.
Talo. Because I can't understand how he's even still got ankles.
No, he's mad. He's like made out of rubber. But
what about then the final key on the keychain, who's just jumped in, Matthew
So he's taken
McGillivray.
Yeah, so he's taken the spot from Yago Dora. Yeah.
Yep.
Big call. I think he's like Yago. Yeah, I like him a lot. Yago Dora is sick. I really, really like Yago Dora.
He's had a big result at Sunset. He charges. South Africans charge, man. Yeah. They charge. And he came in and got a pie at the pie shop.
Then we're going to cheer him on. If he's been in for a pie, he's getting backed by us.
I don't know how he can go against the top 10 in a shootout, though, man. That's the problem.
I don't think he's going to do anything.
So good. He's not going to make the fourth round.
No.
If he does, it's a shock.
Completely. So that's so before we just pick our winner, because obviously we just run through that, I reckon what we do now, we pick our winner, but before we do that, let's have a little quick chat, because we don't want to go.
And then we sign off so people don't fall asleep.
So we little quick chat before
or feel sick
on who, because there's 2 wild cards that haven't been announced yet, I believe, because I think you got to have a top. I think it's out of 36, otherwise 34 doesn't make sense. So there's going to be 2 wild cards, I believe.
Mason Ho.
How good. But Mason does that thing that we when you said about Jack, where he waits too long.
Yeah.
But I want to see Mason Hogue out on one of those boards he's been riding. He's been riding like a 7.6 and doing chop hop.
Yeah, 7.6. That'd be sick.
And I want to see Jamie O'Brien.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. They just give it to him. Best pipe surfer ever. Hey, John. Even John John's brother Nathan said it. But, Nathan, they might give it to Nathan because maybe they've said JOB's had so many chances. It's not funny, and let's give it to someone else. But why should you?
Or
why shouldn't you give it to the best dude? Because it's the best comp.
I agree. I want JOB out there. Or Ivan Florence surfed that QS 1000 event. And he got the 10, but he fell on a wave that if he made it out, and
he would have beat his brother.
Yeah, 100%. He would have beat John, and
then they would have had to call him Ivan.
Yeah, and
they're not going to give it to him though.
Nah. There'd be.
It's not a Vans event.
Yeah, the Brazos would probably not be too happy with that either.
Do we think that the pipe event is now a premature ejaculation as opposed to the ecstasy of being the last event of the year? And now it's a premature ejaculation, so it's all up front, and then the rest of the year we're all just relaxed. You know, you've had your post ejaculation cigarette, and you say, okay, yeah, guys won the first comp, and then the rest of it's just like putting cards on the table.
I don't like it. I think that firstly it takes away from being a pipe master. Like, I think a lot of people forgot that John won pipe last year at the beginning of the year, and I think it should be. It's easily the best finals event. Location, the drama, the history, everything to do with it. It should definitely still be, even if they'd done the finals day format for it and done it, if it was the first event and last event, I'd be all for it, but it should just should be the last event.
Or should they just do the finals day format and then just say the top two from the final just circuit pipe in December?
Yeah.
On Christmas Eve.
But I would be happy if they had to keep the pipe masters separate from the WSL finals, if they done pipe as a full event and then finals day back at pipe a year later.
Yeah, but they just want to do it in September for some crazy reason.
For sure. So wildcards aside, give me your pick for a dark horse, although it's probably not going to be that much of a dark horse because there's so many good people.
Ima Kalani.
Big call. Imai is a big call for that, and I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going.
The dark horse would be the top 10, the first 10, the challenger dudes that are coming on, because none of the other dudes are dark horses. If you look down the list, most of them are all surf pipe before. I mean, who else are you going to say is a dark horse? Kelly.
My pick's Leo for a dark horse.
Even he's not a big dark horse. He's just not a favourite.
Just because he's been out and stuff.
Leo's a dark horse then. Let's give him a horse.
I can't go past John as the winner.
John. John's the winner. Unless
the only reason John doesn't win is if his knee gives up or something crazy happens. And
he could have a melt. He used to have melts. He never won pipe until the last time.
But he's on form at the moment as well.
He's on form.
So I wouldn't want to be writing him off. Other than
wait, he can just take off on waves that other guys can't take off on.
If his knee holds up, he wins. If his knee gives up, Jack Robinson wins. And
it's all in the knees. It's all in the knees.
We'll have a party. So Daz, before we just wrap up then for the whole thing, and we'll be back soon with more surf chat. What we want to do on this poddy is just one of our recommendations of like a do when you're surfing and when you're getting ready to surf when you're at the beach, and then a don't. So like mind your do's and don'ts for people listening that might help them.
Do stash your keys in a good spot if it's not locked in one of those little good things that you can lock on your car.
Lockbox, yeah. Which
Don't hide them in a bush in the middle of a froth-off.
So your do's and don'ts both revolve around be sensible with your keys, don't be an idiot with your keys. Mine. Okay, I'll go wax. Do use the correct temperature wax for where you're surfing because it's vital, especially when it's
You know, my front foot slipped off in October, and I got my board in my face and rolled into a car crash, and that put me out for 9 weeks. And it was because the wax wasn't good.
There you go. So wax up your board properly using the correct wax. Don't afterwards in the summer chuck your wax on the front seat and then come back to a wax puddle because you ain't getting
wax. Just sucks in the summer.
Yeah.
Where do you put it when you can't put it in your car?
Yeah.
That's why we never have fucking wax in summer. Because you can't put it in your car, you don't want to put it in your bag, you can't stash it at the beach because you never always go to the same beach.
The tip is, so this is a second do, I guess. My tip is if you put it in your car, put it in a board bag out of the sun, and it seems to work. It seems to keep it cool enough.
Under the seat in a sealed plastic bag.
Yeah, or like if you've got a board bag and then like wedge it behind your seat or something if it's in the shade.
Or take an esky with ice.
Yeah. Get your Yetis out and fill it up with wax. Take all the food out, let that go off. But yeah, so there are do's and don'ts, and we'll keep more coming as well. But you definitely don't want to be losing your keys, and you definitely don't want to be coming back to wax in your car.
I've done both.
I can safely say I haven't done the keys.
Multiple occasions, Matt.
Good effort. I can see the pain in your face. I haven't ever messed around with my keys. Actually, for one surf, I left them in the ignition. I'm
wondering if it's because your surf's not good enough to get you into a frothaholic state. There's a bit of a dig.
It might be. I'll dig our surfing out as bad as it is. I have once left the keys in the ignition in a frothaholic state. Came back, was looking for my keys.
I've done that. I've left them in the door.
Yeah.
My friend said today, thought we lost them on the beach, got back there in the door.
The fear of that, there's nothing worse than the fear of that, I think.
There's worse fears than that, but that's a big fear.
Yeah.
Like I'd be more scared of getting my leg bitten by a great white shark than leaving my keys in the ignition.
For sure, yeah. I mean, yeah, I was maybe exaggerating, but the wear of my key kind of fear, especially when you're in a wet wetsuit.
So what have you got for your keys? Have you got one of those little Pandora's boxes?
Yeah, lockbox. Proudly given to me by
I'm getting one this week. I'm getting one. If I don't have one for our next podcast, you can call me a dickhead.
Deal. Yeah, well, I would say for anyone listening out there who wants one, get it from Board Shop because we sell them. But you're in France and you'll source it somewhere else.
Or get it from a registered dealer.
Yeah, a trusted source. Hit up your local surf shop. Like
steal it off one of your mates.
Yeah, steal it. If your mate drops in on you, go and steal his lockbox.
And he's esky for your wax.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you sign us off.
Well,
Matt.
Sweet.
That.
So we will be back soon with more everything to do with surfing. It's not just going to be a WSL podcast. We will do some episodes in between events.
Please trust us on this, viewers and listeners. This was number one. Pipes, 10 days away. We have to talk about it. After that, our froth off will be off and we'll talk about other stuff.
For sure. We're gonna review some old surf films where podcasts weren't about and some new ones. We'll bring more do's and don'ts. And then we will
surf trips. We're going to talk about surf trips as well, because that's what we all want to do. We don't all want to surf a CT. We all want to go on a surf trip.
100%. And
every week.
And as a very well-versed traveling man, we're yourself and myself will be able to bring people a little bit of local knowledge without blowing up spots. But for now, that is episode 1. I'm going to
in the bag.
I'm praying to God that this is recorded properly and everything's fine, and it will be online ASAP.
Thanks for having me, Matt. Thank you, Zoom. You're not sponsoring us, but you should.
Yeah. And if you want to chuck us a premium, like upgraded subscription, because that'd be better. We'll be back soon for more. Right now, though, that's episode 1 in the bag.